So I just got this delivered and I haven't been this excited for an unboxing in a very long time. So let's go ahead and dive into Apex and find out what this fragrance is all about. Hey, what's going on guys? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, go ahead and smash the subscribe button down below. But that's right guys, we have the newest from the house of Roja in my hands right now, which is of course Roja Parfums Apex. And like I said, when this first got launched, I was so interested in this fragrance and now we finally have it here to unbox. I've never smelled this before, of course. It is a brand new launch. So this will be an authentic first impression. But I do want to first mention that this fragrance was actually sent out by Roja Parfums, so shout out to them. I really appreciate it. But of course, as usual, that will not persuade my thoughts on this fragrance or anything like that. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I actually own all 5 of the Roja Parfums colognes, which includes Scandal, Danger, Elysium, Vetiver, and Creatione or Enigma. Now, Apex, this is where I was kind of confused. I just recently did a top or a ranking system of all the Parfum colognes. You could definitely go check that out after watching this. But I was confused if this was actually supposed to be within the Parfum cologne line, which I don't think it actually is because it doesn't say Parfum cologne on it. And this one is actually an eau de parfum. So, and also the bottle is the same, but I think it is different. I think it's its own thing. They just put it in this bottle. But let's look at this. Well, let's go ahead and take the cellophane off. Then we'll look at the packaging really quick. Now, I did notice that this packaging does look a little bit different than the usual Parfum cologne packaging because it actually has a very nice pattern along both sides, as you can see right there. It has some texture detail on the top of it as well. But besides that, it is very, very similar. Now, I actually really like this font they went with. It's very different than your traditional Roja. It's kind of has a very modern touch and it is edgy as well, which I think is awesome. I really like that. Even though some people weren't a big fan of it, but I think it's awesome. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the back. This is a 100 ml bottle. Like I said, it is an eau de parfum concentration. You do have some of your ingredients, of course. So it does have like a drawer feature where you just pretty much put your hand inside here and push. And then you are greeted with Apex right there. And that looks absolutely incredible, guys. Let's see what this actually is. I think it might be a booklet, if I'm not mistaken. And what's awesome about this, guys, every single Apex comes with its own, like, almost kind of like a Pokemon card where I think there's like 12 different animals and each bottle has a different animal. So it's almost like your spirit animals to see which one you get. And I believe this is what it, yeah, this pretty much just describes, you have like crocodile, you have bear, eagle, probably tiger, king cobra, a bunch of different ones. So let's see what animal I got and see if it resembles me. All right, so I'll show you my card first and I won't look at it. You guys see what animal I got? Let's see. No way, it's a jaguar. That is awesome. It says brave, powerful, and fierce. That's kind of cool, actually. I actually love Jaguars, even like Jaguar cars. If you guys didn't know, I'm a huge fan of like Land Rover and Jaguar, which is pretty much co-parent companies. So that actually fits me pretty well. That is awesome. And it also, Jaguar, as far as a car company goes, is also a British company, just like Roja Parfums. So that is sweet. And then, okay, so you take this off, guys. Look at that bottle of Apex. No way, that looks awesome as well. I'm really digging the whole kind of scheme they went with this presentation. I think it absolutely looks stunning. Look at that matte black cap right there. Instead of the usual gold and diamond and blinged out, it's like a very modern kind of masculine cap. I think it looks incredible. Of course, you have the Roja Dove signature on the top and on the front per usual. On the back, of course, it's a fragrance by Roja Dove himself, made in England. And of course, Apex and Roja Parfums. Now this bottle, if I put it up to like a light, okay, it does kind of look like a black bottle if you're not buying like any light or anything like that. But if you put it up to light, it kind of has a gradient from black to a dark green. Whoa, okay guys, I'm so excited for this. On the bottom, of course, you do have your batch code engraved on the bottom with a sticker with some information. So honestly, guys, I do not know what I'm going to be expecting with this fragrance at all. I don't know if it's gonna be like a modern fragrance. I don't know if it's gonna be like a classic fougere barbershop chypre kind of fragrance. I don't know. It's kind of like a mix. Of course, you have the green bottle, so you're almost maybe assuming it might be a chypre, but then you have like some modern text with the apex. And I believe apex, the name comes from like apex predator, like animals and stuff like that. So it may even be a little bit animalic. I do not know, guys, but I cannot wait to spray it. And of course, with your Roja caps, they are extremely heavy, some of the heaviest caps in the game. All right, so I'm gonna spray this one on skin, of course. This definitely deserves to go on skin rather than a test strip. So I'm gonna spray my forearm and test out the atomizer. All right, get 2 sprays. Very good atomizer with Roja Parfums. No complaints at all. All right, so let's see what we get with Apex, guys. So right in the opening, I am getting a little bit of citruses. I believe it's like a bergamot and a lemon kind of vibe mixed together in the opening. So it is a little bit citrus. I can tell this is gonna definitely have a dirty backbone to it. And with all Rojas, guys, this is what I love about Roja, is that all of them are just so complex. None of them are linear. They are always changing from the top, middle, and dry down. I know I always talk about this when I'm talking about Rojas, but it's just the truth. So I cannot wait to see how this is actually gonna develop. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, it's opening up very citrusy and somewhat fruity. I believe I did hear there was actually a pineapple note in here, and people were actually curious if it's gonna be similar to aventus. That's so unfortunate that every time a fragrance has pineapple listed, they always think aventus. No, guys. It's not always gonna smell like aventus just because you have pineapple in it. Yeah, I am picking up on some pineapple alongside the bergamot and the lemon. Nowhere near similar to aventus at all. It's pretty much like the exact opposite to aventus that you can pretty much get. So do not think that. So I can definitely see Apex leaning on a fougere chypre vibe, and Roja does fougeres better than a lot of other houses, guys. If you don't know, if you didn't catch my ranking and stuff like that, I'm a huge fan of Scandal. I've been obsessed with Scandal since I got a bottle not too long ago. And alongside Danger, of course, another great fougere fragrance with a twist of spiciness. So I can definitely see this one drying down to obviously a chypre. It's coming across a very, very green. In the backbone of the opening, I can definitely pick up on some green aspects, which may be some oak moss, maybe some patchouli. But I can definitely see in that as it dries down, those will come through a lot more. I don't know if there's actually lavender in here. I almost feel like I am picking up on some kind of lavender aspect, but it's not a lavender heavy fragrance by any means. It's not like up front and center like Scandal is. It's not like a soapy barbershop lavender, if there's even lavender in here, but I may be picking up on something like that. I'm definitely picking up on some floral aspects to this fragrance. I don't know if it's like kind of like a white floral, maybe like a dirty, earthy jasmine note, which I love jasmine. I would love if there was actually jasmine in here, which I think there is. So I'm gonna let this dry down for a little bit more and see if it does change. But I do want to mention that if you're trying to compare this to like Elysium, Elysium is a very vibrant, obviously citrus, fruity fragrance. This one, on the other hand, it does have some citrus fruity nuances to it, but it's definitely gonna change compared to Elysium as it dries down. This one's gonna be a lot more edgy, a little bit more rough and kind of dirty, leathery, green, earthy fragrance in the dry down of this. I'm definitely hoping that there is a little bit of animalic touches, especially in the dry down, with the whole kind of scheme they're going with the animal cards and apex predator and stuff like that. I'm hoping either ambergris maybe, because Roja does ambergris really, really well. It always comes across a little bit dirty, very, very salty, and a little bit animalic. So there may be ambergris in the dry down. I'm hoping there is. Okay, guys, so this has been sitting on my skin for a few minutes, and let me tell you, that opening is very short-lived, which is nice. Now it's finally getting into the fun and games of this fragrance, and I can totally see where this is gonna go to as it dries down even more. Still picking up on some kind of fruity pineapple alongside a dirty jasmine in this fragrance, but now I'm getting a very nice leather, very nice patchouli, and maybe an ambergris, maybe some tobacco, and maybe a little bit of booziness as it's drying down even more. This definitely is coming across almost similar to some old school fragrances, such as one of my favorite that I don't actually have a bottle of is Chanel Antaeus, guys. If you don't know, Chanel Antaeus is a very old school, classic, kind of like chypre fougere fragrance. And I can definitely see some similarities to this one, but it is obviously completely different. just in that same kind of genre, very ultra masculine, fougere-like fragrances, man. And I'm actually loving this one upon a first impression. Now, as far as like occasions and seasons I think would work best for Apex, honestly, it is coming across very, very versatile. I can see this being an office-safe fragrance. I can see this being a great fragrance on a date. I can see this being a great fragrance for dressing up, like formal, wearing a suit. I can also see this one being wearable throughout the entire year. This can almost be like a signature scent fragrance if that's what you're looking for. You can easily wear this one in the fall. You can easily wear this one in the winter, the spring, and the summer. I think it just works, at least from what I'm getting on this first impression. Now, Roja always does opening of fragrances very, very well, but what I think they master in is the dry down, guys. Now, usually I don't really prefer the dry down in fragrances, but with the Rojas I've tested, man, the dry downs are top tier. And usually with dry downs, that's pretty much what you're gonna be smelling for most of the life of the fragrance. Probably around like 80% of the fragrance lifespan is gonna be within the dry down. So you're gonna wanna obviously like the dry down rather than the opening that usually only lasts about maybe an hour or so. It doesn't last long, but the dry down is what is gonna stick with you throughout the whole day. So you have to pretty much enjoy the dry down if you're gonna like the fragrance. And man, with Rojas, they do the dry down the best. But yeah, as of right now, of course, I'm not gonna get into the deep of the dry down as of yet. Maybe I'll have to do like a full review or talk more about this in like a weekly fragrance rotation and let you guys know my thoughts and stuff like that. But this is of course a first impression. But for the first few minutes or so, the citruses, the fruitiness is starting to really settle down a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit of floral touches, but I'm getting a lot of green, like maybe fir. I'm getting cypress, patchouli, maybe some oak moss alongside the leather and tobacco. That's what I'm mostly getting. And I can definitely see there being some kind of boozy aspect in the dry down as well. I don't know if that's cognac, kind of similar to Creation-y or Enigma, but I can totally see some booziness coming through. Now, this is a very, very masculine fragrance. It leans on the masculine side 100% because it is somewhat woody. It's a chypre, very earthy, very green. But for me, guys, I am very, very impressed with Apex. I haven't really watched any reviews or anything like that, so I'm not sure what other people are really saying about this, if a lot of people are enjoying this one, if a lot of people don't really like it. It is a little bit different than your usual Rojas, especially with like the packaging and stuff like that. It is kind of out there, but I think it's awesome. This is definitely gonna go my front row with all of my other 5 Rojas that I have. This is gonna look perfect, guys. It does obviously look a little bit different, but it will be right at home with all the rest. I just can't wait to get a full wearing out of this. Unfortunately, I wish I got this a little bit earlier because I would have definitely been my scent of the day, but I am wearing some today, so I'm gonna obviously pull this one out tomorrow, get a full wearing of this stuff, and I'll probably talk more about this in my weekly fragrance rotation, so stay tuned for that and let you guys know more how this one dries down and stuff like that. But that's gonna wrap up my unboxing and first impression of Roja Parfums' newest launch, Apex. Let me know down below if you've actually tried Apex yet, if you're thinking about picking up a bottle for yourself. I'll leave a link down below where you obviously will be able to purchase this fragrance right from Roja Parfums. So I'm not even sure if stores have even got this fragrance yet because it is just so new, but they might have. So definitely go and check out stores where they sell Rojas if you wanna obviously try this one, sample it. I wouldn't say it's like the most crowd-pleasing fragrance, but it is very versatile. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this unboxing and first impression. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll catch all you guys in the next upload. Take care, everybody.